The reason why your seasonal allergies are getting worse is not due to botanical sexism. This post will go over why that is a flawed hypothesis and provide a more plausible explanation. My name is Dr. Rubin. I'm a board-certified allergist. If you want to learn more about your health, hit that follow button for more information. The term botanical sexism was coined by a horticulturalist named Thomas Ogren, and in his hypothesis, it basically states that there is some sort of gender imbalance amongst trees that were planted in cities back in the 1940s and 1950s, where more male trees were being planted compared to female trees, so there were more pollen-producing trees being planted in cities, causing people's allergies to get worse over time. And this is posted every spring on social media, and it tends to go viral because it plays into people's emotions, and there are certain truths surrounding this hypothesis. We can agree that sexism exists, that city planning doesn't really work out well all the time, and there are a lot of people living with allergies, and they can be quite debilitating. One of the pieces of evidence that is often cited to support the concept of botanical sexism is right behind me, and it is often misquoted or taken out of context. It's from the 1949 USDA Yearbook of Agriculture, and it states, when used for street plantings, only male trees should be selected to avoid the nuisance from cottony seed. Roots of the cottonwood often clog sewers and drain pipes. The wood is weak and subject to breaking in storms. However, this passage is not talking about trees in general, it's only talking about cottonwood trees. And yes, it's true that cottonwood trees are considered to be dioecious, meaning that some trees only have male parts and other trees only have female parts, but most trees in general are often considered to be somewhat non-binary. They have very complicated sexual systems where some of them are monoecious, others are polygamous, and others are cosexual, which basically means that the flower may have both male and female parts on it, or the tree may have separate male and female parts on the same tree. The reality is that if you are allergic to tree pollen, you are likely allergic to trees that are wind pollinated, meaning they're blowing millions of pollen grains for several miles in the vicinity, and you end up breathing that in on a regular basis at high volumes that causes your immune system to become sensitized to it. On the flip side, there are trees that are insect pollinated, such as apple trees, which can produce an abundance of fruit, but that can cause a messy situation, bring a lot of insects to the area, could be very smelly and hard for a city to maintain. A more plausible explanation for why more people are experiencing severe seasonal allergies is the fact that pollen allergy season is lasting longer. As temperatures have been rising, that allows plants to grow earlier and release pollen for longer periods. This study, published by Climate Central, looked at the number of freeze-free days throughout the year in different parts of the country, and on average, it's about 2 to 3 weeks longer now compared to back in 1970, and in Reno, Nevada, it's 95 days longer now compared to 1970. We've also seen rising carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere, which is a significant component of photosynthesis for plants, which is basically like plant food that allows for more pollen production, and we have about 20% higher pollen counts now compared to 1990. Therefore, we need to address the rising carbon dioxide levels and temperature in order to help address severe seasonal allergies.